on, guys? Tristan here. I'm going to be starting to shoot some videos on Mondays focused on mobility. All right, so something that's happening right now is a lot of us are sitting more than normal. We are in the middle of our COVID lockdown, so many people aren't working, or they're driving more. They're sitting at laptops a lot more. And what happens over time is we start to get stiff in the hips. All right, because when you're in a seated position, we're in this flex position of the hip, all right? And these muscles on the front of the hip get short and tight over time. And this causes all kinds of issues. It causes glute dysfunction, core dysfunction, and far more, all right? So what we're going over today is just a simple hip flexor stretch. But there are some things that I see done wrong in this position very often, all right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna set up with your shoulder over your hip, hip over your knee. All right, this should be a straight line here. Commonly, I'll see things like the back foot will like turn out a little bit, so the hip is actually pointing this way. I'll see this hip kind of like fall into the side. This is more common in females than males, but it happens, on both. So make sure you get, once again, shoulder over the hip, hip over the knee. And I prefer to get the big toes, like the toes pulled under your foot. So you're also working on stretching out that big toe at the same time. All right, so from here, I'm gonna show you this from the side. First thing I want you to do while you're in this position is you wanna create a pelvic tilt. So you're gonna tilt that pelvis a little bit. So if you were wearing a belt, the belt buckle points up, all right? You should feel a nice little stretch right away there. You might feel some glute tension as well. But we're gonna take create a little more glute tension. So squeeze this glute, create a little bit of a tension in the abs. Like, it shouldn't be a really high threshold thing, but just brace those abs a little bit. And then you're gonna take your opposite hand and put it on the inside of your knee. All right, and then from here, with that tension, you're just gonna do small little movements front to back, all right? It shouldn't be a huge movement, all right? It's not this. This is not stretching out your hip flexor, all right? This is you hyperextending from your up from your lumbar and letting your pelvis tilt, all right? So we're gonna get back to this position. Again, shoulder over the hip, hip over the knee. Tilt that pelvis, create some tension in the glute, tension in the core, hand on the inside of the knee, and just pulse front to back. Small movements, all right? And you can do this anywhere from 10 reps to 30 reps or more, all right? And then we'll do the same thing on the other side because I don't want to be walking in circles today. So same thing, shoulder over the hip, hip over the knee, tilt that pelvis, create some tension in the glute, tension in the abs, opposite hand on the inside of the knee, and just pulse front to back. Small little movement, and that should feel really good right there, all right? So, everyone should be doing this because everyone's sitting too much. Sitting is not natural. But a good way of making some change here is if you calculate how many hours you're sitting in a day, and for every hour that you're in a seated position, do 1 minute on each side for each hip flexor, all right? But understand that very often people only think about sitting as the hours that they spend sitting at work. But you are sitting far more than that. You sit in your car. You sit when you eat a meal. You sit on a couch after you go home to relax. You can sit on the bleachers to watch your kids play sports. This is all a seated position, and it's all not human fundamental. We were not designed to spend that much time in this 90-degree position for our hip with all of our stuff shut off. All right? So that's your homework. Play around 1 minute on each side per hour in a chair. All right? Hope this helps. If you have any questions, drop a comment. If you think someone could benefit from this, share it, like it, all that good stuff. Have a good day. Later.